This place is huge. Yeah. What the heck?
All right.
Do I gotta bring fire?
Yeah, bring a fire.
Man, this place looks massive.
Yeah. I wonder if they built this building, or it almost kind of looks like an old car dealership. The inspiration for a lot of these small town museums starts with individuals that have passion and pride. It's people that want to move that narrative forward and preserve their community's story.
Whoa.
Hey.
Startled her.
Hey, are you Monica?
I am.
Okay, sorry to startle you. I'm Mike. That's
Mike?
my brother Robbie.
Nice to
I'm
meet you.
pleased to meet you.
Yeah.
How can I help? Do you need to speak to Becky or Chris?
Yeah, I guess,
Is
yeah.
There's some place in this building.
Okay, can we look around?
Sure. if
Show
you
us
don't
around,
mind.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, this is so huge.
You've not been here before?
No.
Okay.
It's like walking back in time. This museum sits on 23 acres. You can imagine the upkeep and what they have to do just to keep the doors open.
Oh, you're in for
Incredible.
a treat.
So did you guys build this building?
Yes, it was purpose-built for this.
For this museum?
Even though it looks like a 1950s automobile dealership.
That's what I just
exactly
said on the
what you
way
said.
in here. I said it looks like an old car dealership.
Yeah.
Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh.
Wow.
Oh my God, Robbie, look at this.
Holy cow.
This is unbelievable.
Chris, Becky,
Hey,
There you go.
some gentlemen to see you.
We have been very fortunate to pick a lot of small town museums over the years. This is a small town, but this is not a small museum by any means. I mean, it's like if the Smithsonian and the Museum of Science and Industry had a baby. And we're walking through this place, and then you walk into the aviation wing of the facility. It's incredible. It's very impressive. This place is unbelievable. Oh my gosh. Hey, I'm Mike.
Chris.
Nice to meet you. Hey, nice to
Becky.
meet you, Becky. That's my brother, Robbie.
Nice to meet you.
Here, give him a
Nice to
flyer.
see you. Yeah.
Hey, thank
Kind
you.
of the
You're
stuff.
very welcome. If
Thank
there's
you.
anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Okay, great. She's awesome, man.
Yeah. So Monica has been with the Pioneer Village for 40 plus years.
Monica knows everything that's in the village, and she's been instrumental in helping with the transition from our father to us and the local community.
You can see on there airplanes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few of those around.
Airplanes?
Yeah, exactly.
We got one of those, Mike. My grandpa was very ambitious in all his collection. My grandfather started the Pioneer Village, and it opened in 1953. And he ran and operated the village for several years until about 1984, at which point in time he stepped back and his son, Harold Warp Jr., our father, took over in 1984. And he ran the village until he passed on Christmas Day of 2020. So at that point in time, my sister and I got involved in the village.
Why this town? Why did he open in Minden?
He was born in Minden.
Okay.
And so he came back in 1948. They were auctioning off some of the buildings around Minden, like the schoolhouse and the church and such. And he said, we can't let those buildings go. These are significant historical buildings for this
absolutely.
area. And so he bought them and then started building the collection and what you see
So
here
he started
today.
collecting buildings.
That was the first.
So he was a romantic.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Visionary.
A
Very- yeah.
visionary and a
He's a
romantic.
big dreamer, yeah.
Passionate
But he
guy.
actually
collecting.
did it.
You know, he wanted people to come to his town and see all these amazing things that really were the roots of so many things that touched their lives. You know, like the phone display and the radio display and the airplanes and the cars and everything else that he had. It was like, this is the history of all of us. You know, you can see that in Minden, Nebraska. Wow.
This is the transportation section, and this is the wagons, and it was important to my grandfather to show the progression of the vehicle throughout the development of the era.
So even back in the 50s when they opened this place, something like this would be hard to find.
Yeah, my grandfather's sister, Clara, would travel the country for a few years. And
That was
what
her job.
Yep, and she would report back to him, writing letters back and forth. This is how much I paid, this is where it came from, these are the people that sold it.
Robbie, look at this, man.
1906 racer.
Yeah, it looks like it. 24-hour endurance contest.
Said this thing did 1,135 miles in 24 hours.
Oh my gosh, yeah, look here. This K269 supposedly won the 24-hour Detroit endurance race. I love that. Supposedly. I love that part of it.
Well, that's the
Who
point of it.
knows?
So much of this, these artifacts were documented by word of mouth, so we didn't have
No, I
Google.
love that it's grassroots, and
Yeah.
that everything's hand typed up and
Yep.
stuff, and the fact that they even have an image of a
An
chassis and
advertisement,
stuff.
yeah.
Look at this one, Robbie. Look at this little boat tail.
So this would have
What
been
year's that?
him. That was his car there.
Oh, that was your grandfather?
Yeah, and my dad there.
And there's that Cadillac in the background.
I know, I'm looking at that. That looks like Florida or something.
That's Fort Lauderdale.
No kidding. So he wasn't just like buying this stuff for the museum. I mean, he's driving the car.
Right.
So
Right.
he was
He
an
had a
enthusiast.
He had
lot
a
of-
personal
yeah.
collection.
The guy was still buying. He was still out there on the hunt, searching for the coolest, most unique things like any other collector would be. But the fascinating thing about him was he loved it all.
Yeah.
Look at that, Robbie. That's a pneumatic bicycle tire. So, oh my gosh, Robbie, look at this. Has got a Heathkit engine in it.
got a
So this has a
Henderson.
motorcycle engine in it that's basically been turned into an engine to be in a plane. This is a bicycle fork. Right there. You can buy a full plane with the engine, a full plane without the engine, or just a kit. The engine that they recommended was the Henderson Deluxe 4-cylinder, and basically what they did was they cut the transmission off of it and they adapted the Heathkit to it. This is one of the first I've seen that's actually in an airplane. This is early shade tree mechanic, home-built aviation. Think about that. You got 10 acres of corn out back, you buy a Heathkit, you put together a plane, you mow some of that down, you've got your own runway. I mean, that's how easy it was back then. I mean, there was no FAA, there was no safety, there was no pilot licenses. It was just run and gun, man. Yeah, it was sky pioneering. Can you imagine taking off in that, man?
No.
You
It'd be
had to
insane.
have some real guts to take
Yeah.
off on any of these things.
But it's cool that people can actually come in here and see that. I'm getting excited walking around here because, your grandfather, he had a hell of an eye, man.
Yeah.
It's like a day-to-day treasure hunt. I'm out there looking for rusty gold. I'm looking for the unusual and impossible.
It's back roads, it's dumpster diving, it's flea markets, it's people's homes.